sure I connect properly. Yes. All right. Excellent. Okay. So I am here with Lynette from Lavender Cottage. I always want to say Lavender Crochet. And we are talking about mosaic crochet. So I am going to add, there we go. There's Lynette. Hi, Lynette. Ooh, let me just, I finally got, so those who have seen me live stream before, hopefully you're extremely excited to see that I have my very professional looking backdrop.
Look at my background.
Well, I'm in my attic, so it was so like, you know, loads of plastic totes full of yarn and so it looks a little bit more like,
I keep wanting to rearrange this, but I haven't done it.
Right. So welcome. My name is Deanne, and I'm from Small but Kind of Mighty, and I will do a really short introduction in a sec. I'm here, as I said, with Lynette from Lavender Cottage, and we're going to chat about her work as a crochet designer, the Relax and Hook event that I'm hosting this month, and mosaic crochet. Lynette is offering the crochet pattern for her Willows Enchanted Placemat, which you can see a picture of here, for free on Monday. So that's going to be on September the 12th as part of the Relax and Hook event. So make sure you keep watching to find out how to get that free download on Monday. So this, the Relax and Hook event and our chat today is hopefully of interest if you want to learn to crochet, if you're a crocheter, and you're interested in how crochet can help you manage depression, anxiety, overwhelm, stress. If this applies to you, then if you're watching on YouTube, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss a video. If you're watching on Facebook, then please join the Relax and Hook event and my crochet Facebook group. There are links. I have spammed Facebook comments with links galore. So there is a link to the Relax and Hook Facebook event. And there's also a link where you can join my Facebook group. So please, and regardless of the platform you're watching this video on, please comment, even if it's just to say hello. Say hello. I know there's at least one person watching, so say hi. It helps this content be seen. So if you engage with us. And please do let us know in the comments if you're watching the video live or if you're watching the replay. Oh, Fleur, hi. Fleur is another designer who is participating in Relax and Hook. She had one of her designs as, I think it was day 3 or day 2, day 3, I think, was the Easy Peasy Rainbow Scarf. Really pretty and very popular pattern. Yes, and then she's got another pattern coming up later this month. So yes, please do give the video a like and share it if you find it interesting, which you hopefully will. Very short introduction to me. My name's Deanne, as I said, and I'm a crocheter, a crochet designer, and a crochet teacher. I have dealt with both major and chronic depression and anxiety for a couple of decades, and I have ADHD. Both of my sons are autistic. I teach therapeutic crochet as part of my program, which is called the Relaxed Creative. Master mindful crochet and enjoy therapeutic crafting anytime, anywhere, and every day. So the Relaxed Creative, just as an example of one of the participants in the program, I've been running the beta program since February. Jen started in the program at the end of March, so she's only been crocheting for 5 months, and she couldn't crochet before she started the program. And she's already made this amazing rainbow shawl, and she's like, she's done like an afghan and a hat and a scarf. She's like really taken to it. And she says about the program, I would tell anyone interested in learning crochet who's struggling to find a constructive mode of self-care and who is looking to belong to a like-minded, empathetic, and supportive community to consider the investment in Deanne's program as an investment in yourself. You won't regret it. Thanks, Jen. Jen's a rock star. And there is a link for those of you on YouTube. All the links are in the description box. But if you're on Facebook, all the links are in comments. There is a link saying find out more about Jen's experience in the Relaxed Creative here. So you can check that out if you would like. Relax and Hook. So this is the event that is going on for the month of September. It arose out of the Relaxed Creative program as a way of finding mindful crochet designs for lots of things that my students could make. So there's a blog hop component, which is a free crochet pattern every day. So there's 30 free patterns. And I think I joked that they're like Pokemon. You're going to want to collect them all. And there is also an ebook, which contains all the patterns in the blog hop, plus some bonus content. And Lynette, you have bonus content too, don't you?
I do. So the pattern that I have in the ebook is Willows Enchanted placemat size. The pattern that you get with my bonus is the Willows Enchanted Forest Afghan size, which is very similar, but it is just a little bit different because the placemat was smaller. I didn't have enough space to put a couple different elements in there. I just want to say real quick that I just found out that one of our customers who crocheted the Willows Enchanted Forest blanket won first place at the Colorado State Fair this week.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm so excited to see that.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that must feel amazing.
It is. I was so excited for her.
And
she's actually done 2 of them because she loved the pattern so much. She did one in like an olive like maybe an olive forest green with an off white, and then she did another one in a blue with an off white.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
That's so pretty.
Mm-hmm. So what was I going to say? So does the blanket have a border?
Does it have what?
Does it have a border?
A border. So with mosaic crochet, there are different options for borders. So you can leave fringe on the ends.
Right.
Or you can do like an envelope border. Actually, I have something here I can show you. Yeah. So you can do this envelope border and hide all your ends.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah. So there's several different things you can do.
And that's all in the pattern.
They're not included in the pattern, but I do have in my Facebook group, I have video tutorials that show how to do different things and what some different options are.
Fantastic. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that was a good segue because now I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions.
Okay.
So what I will do is I think I'll just get this up here. There we go. And I will put the questions up on the screen. All right, so Lynette, go for it. Tell us about who you are, what you do, how you got into crochet.
Okay. So I learned how to crochet many, many years ago as a child. I was probably around 7 or 8 years old, and my sister and I used to stay with my great grandma in the summertime when there was no school and our parents were working. So she taught both of us how to crochet. And I think she initially probably taught me just to keep me busy,
Yeah, exactly right.
But I am so thankful that she did. Of course, started out with just learning the chain and single crochet and double crochet. She never taught us how to read a pattern. We just crocheted.
Right.
And she lived in a mobile home. So at that time, I was just excited to make the longest chain that I could make and make it go like down her hallway or around the entire room or whatever, and see how long I could make it. And I think she probably ripped it all out while I was gone. And then I did it again when I came back. But I started designing about 1.5 years ago after I did a crochet along for a mosaic crochet blanket. It was my first time trying mosaic crochet, and I was hooked like right away. So I learned how to do the mosaic crochet technique from the crochet along. And then afterwards, I just researched and I found everything I could to learn how to create my own designs. So I am so thankful that I pursued, designing, because I really feel like after all these years, I have found my calling and my niche in, what I love to do. So, not only just the designing part of it, but I also teach how to do mosaic crochet. And I love helping people. And, it's just become my passion. I'm just so excited. I mean, I've wondered for years, what do I want to be when I grow up? Like, I don't know. Different ideas, you think of different ideas over the years, and this is it. This is it.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. And I put up Fleur's comment about her dad giving her a book because she was bored, because it seems to be a bit of a theme that relatives teach you crochet to keep you out of trouble. So, okay, let's see. What's my next question? So what made you want to participate in the Relax and Hook event?
So I am always looking for opportunities to share my love of mosaic crochet. I'm finding that so many people are intimidated by how it can kind of look so complex, but I like to encourage people to take just like one small step out of their comfort zone, because it really is simpler than what it looks. So if you've never tried it, mosaic crochet only uses one strand of yarn or one color at a time, even though some of the patterns look so intricate and but there's no carrying your colors. There's no carrying.
So it's not like Fair Isle or Tapestry where you're like switching between yarns the whole time.
Right. You're not switching colors and yarns within the row. Each row is its own color. And the only stitches you need to know how to do is the chain, a single crochet, and a double crochet. And that's it.
Right?
That's it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And then the other great thing about mosaic crochet are the options that are available for your ends. And what we just kind of mentioned, no more weaving your ends, because you have several options. Like I showed, the envelope border where you just encase your ends.
Right.
My ends are inside this border.
Right.
So, and then there's, the fringe options and stuff like that too. So, And there's also other techniques where you can carry your yarn up the side. So
Right.
there's a lot of different options. And I know a lot of people don't like to weave in those ends. So
I know. I think I teach a lot of people who are knitters, and knitters, you know, like color work in knitting is just gorgeous, and it really intricate, but it ends up requiring a lot of weaving in their ends, and it's harder to weave in your ends when you're knitting, because crochet stitches, as you know, are bulkier. They're basically just a big fat knot. So it's easier to bury your ends within your stitches, whereas in knitting, that's not an option. So yes, it's funny. Everybody, when I get to the weaving in ends section of the Relaxed Creative, everybody is like, "Oh, I hate doing this." So I was for all of those reasons, I was really excited to get you on board with a mosaic crochet pattern, because I do think it's a super accessible way for beginners, especially, to tackle color work in a way that isn't stressful.
Right. It's not stressful. You know, you don't have bobbins to carry and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right.
And, you know, as far as the ends go, and like even with other crochet patterns that are not mosaic, when I crochet, I mean, I like to crochet a variety of things. So I don't know. It's like sometimes I can just sometimes I don't want, you know, I'm kind of dreading doing my ends. But then other times, if I'm in the right mood, then it's like, oh, this isn't bad. You know, like I use it as
it can be relaxing, right? Yeah.
You can sit and watch TV or whatever, and, you know, just do your ends and just sit and relax. And
it's all in how you approach it, I think.
Right.
Right. Fleur, how do you feel about weaving your ends in? Your scarf, I would imagine, would end up with a lot of ends. Although I guess you had, the way you did the rainbow scarf was you basically used the ends, either end, to create tassels, I think, or a fringe.
Yeah, I can show you this. So this this is the one. She says I hate it.
All right. So yeah. Okay. That's pretty common, I think.
So with this one, this cow that I made.
Oh yeah, that's so cute.
I did it in just a flat rectangle piece.
Right.
So, and then here's the back, like where I connected.
Yes.
My two ends, and here's the inside, so you can see the ends. I don't know if you can see. I kept the ends real short. I tied them.
Okay. Right.
I tied, like before I sewed it together.
Right.
Tied them just because I don't want to take a chance on them coming undone. I just gave them an extra tie. And then I trimmed them off real short. And then I just took and put the right sides together.
Right.
And I did a slip stitch through both layers, and then did a chain, and then a slip stitch through both layers and did a chain. And I just connected it that way. So this part, you know, is actually where it connected, but it'll be in the back.
Yeah, that looks good though.
And it's in the back. And this pattern was one that we did a crochet along last month, and it's a great beginner pattern because there's not a lot of really intricate work,
and it's so pretty.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. Okay. So we sort of already covered of this, but I think people do, as you said, get really put off mosaic crochet because it looks really complicated.
Right. Right. And even the designs that you see that look really intricate, it's all exactly the same technique with doing the single crochets in the back loop and the double crochets in the front loop, and using one yarn at a time. The only difference I would say in something that's more basic or less intricate compared to something that's more intricate is just you're counting. I mean, just stitch markers are awesome, to keep track of where you're at. And, the patterns, like all my patterns come with the chart, like a graph.
Yes.
That you can follow that way. And they also come with the written row by row instructions. So if you like the written instructions better than a chart, they come both ways. But in our Facebook group, I have videos that show how to, a lot of people are intimidated by the chart even because they're used to just the written, and the chart looks like something,
and the mosaic charts are different to other crochet charts too, because we're used to seeing the symbols for the stitches,
right?
But you've basically got like, well, yeah, it's like a graph with little squares, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're color coded, and which color you're using for which row, and then it's sort of clear from the block what stitch is going where, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Right. So like an empty block, a block that doesn't have any symbol in it, is a single crochet.
Right.
And a block that has, some designers use an X. I like to use like it's a triangle, but it like points downward. Because that reminds you double crochet down.
Right.
Is the way, I like to think about it. So if it has that little symbol in it, then it's a double crochet. If it's empty, it's a single crochet. So those are the only symbols. I know, like with other crochet patterns, when you see the diagram laid out, which I like those ones too, because they show you exactly where to put your stitch.
Right.
But there's so many different symbols, there's different symbols for everything. So this is really, it's easy to learn once you are shown how to do it.
Right. And mosaic is only worked like from the right side, right? Like you don't turn your work.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. You work from the bottom up, and if you're right-handed, you work from the right side across to the left, and then you cut your yarn, and then you start your next row on the right-hand side again with your next color, and go work to the left, cut your yarn, and you just keep working like that. So if you're left-handed, you start on the left-hand side and work right. So that's the only difference. You just work. Left-handed works left to right, and right-handed works right to left, but it's always from the bottom up. I can't say always. I mean, there are some mosaic crochet patterns that are done in a round, like making a square.
Right. Like a granny square.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I like to do, so all of my patterns, I don't have any patterns right now that are done in the round. All of mine are just just
in rows.
In rows, yeah. Right to left or left to right, and keeping your work facing you all the time. So even some of my patterns that look like they're squares, like I have one that's called Frankie's Patchwork Quilt, And it looks like it's a bunch of squares put together, but it's all worked in one piece.
Got
so
it.
there's no sewing squares together.
Nice. No seaming.
No seaming.
Oh, I love it.
All in one piece, but looks like it's squares put together.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, so I think this is terrific. I love the fact that, you know, I think the combination of the how complex it looks, and then the fact that the charts look so different, is it's like, ooh, it's one of those things that people just get put off straight away because there's just so much that's different.
Right.
And
it's kind of scary at first when you look at it.
Yeah. So I love that you're basically demystifying it all, basically. Right. And you've got the video tutorials, so that's awesome.
Yeah. And I've had so many people that were brand new last month when we did the crochet along and did this one with the hearts on it. This one's called Quinn's Quilted Hearts. So I had so many new people that decided to try it because I did the video. I did the videos that showed how to read the chart. And then I did a video that I crocheted this right along with them, like for the first 4 rows to, every stitch.
Right.
So they could crochet right along with me if they were learning. And I got a lot of positive feedback on that. And people were awesome. Like, wow, I did it. I'm so glad I tried it. And, it was so exciting to see people try it and realize that, that they can do it and that it is a relaxing thing and it's something new to, learn. And we even had one that was like a mother and a daughter that did it together. And
that's such a sweet project for them to do together too.
Yep.
So, and if I remember correctly, you link to your video tutorials in your patterns, don't you?
I link to our Facebook group, but I have I have the tutorials in there. I don't have a tutorial for every single pattern, but
oh no, but you've got
the
it
ones,
like
exactly. Yeah, the ones that we do for crochet alongs, I have videos for.
So, Willows Enchanted Placemat. I love that. This is a really nice sized project for somebody to tackle. Like they're not going headlong into having to do an Afghan.
Right.
But so they can start small and see if they like it, which they probably will once they've started. What tell us about it and how you feel it is a mindful crochet project.
So the Willows Enchanted Forest, it's a good beginner pattern because it's not a bunch of let me just show you this one. And this one I did with like a different type of yarn that's kind of fluffy. You can see it. But this one, I wouldn't necessarily pick this one for the very first one that you do, just because there's a lot of counting and you're trying to, when you're learning, you're trying to figure out where to put your stitches, and you're just learning how to put your stitches. So I didn't crochet Willows. I didn't crochet that one. So I don't have it to show you, but it does. It's similar to this in that it doesn't have it has some solid areas like
Right.
this.
Right.
So it's easier to count. It's easier to see what you're doing when you're learning. So that's what I really like about it. And because it is a placemat size, it's a smaller project, so you don't have to feel overwhelmed with having either to go buy a bunch of yarn for
Right.
napkin or just the intimidation of having such a big project to start with to learn.
Right.
The other really great things about all of our placemats is they can also be used for pillows.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can take, like, this is another placemat. Make sure I have it right side up here.
Oh,
Welcome Spring.
oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. But to make this into a pillow, you could even just do a simple rectangle,
Rectangular pillow. Yeah.
just a double crochet,
Right.
just to make a basic back to it, and then put your pillow form into it,
Right. Right.
or your stuffing or whatever you want to do. And then just
Oh, yeah. I love that.
the
That's
edges.
a great idea.
Mm-hmm. And
Um,
if you do make a pillow with it, you don't even need to worry about your ends, because you don't have to do a border,
right.
because your ends will be inside.
Right.
So that's another option.
That's awesome. And I did want to say, I know you mentioned the counting, and I know that a lot of people don't enjoy the counting aspect. I do, actually. I find that counting for me makes a project really meditative.
Right.
And I love counting in sort of small batches. So I'll sort of do, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I know that, say 1, I have to single crochet, or, 2, I have to double, or 3, I need to do an increase, or you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And I just find that, like I said, like really, really
didn't
meditative.
understand that.
Oh,
My phone thinks we're talking to it. He said I didn't understand that.
it's my accent, probably.
But yeah, that's the way the Willows Enchanted Forest placemat is. You do have some counting, but it's like in this one, like you have. Let me get over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're counting four of these, and then 2 of these.
Right.
4. So it's like shorter sequences that you can kind of, after a while, you might be able to memorize them a little bit as you go.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know. Obviously, it's not like you're doing something like a 1-row repeat. You've got different things to do for different rows.
Right.
But one of the things I like about mosaic is the fabric itself ends up acting as a visual cue for what you have to do next. So like once you've established that foundation of like 4 or 5 rows or whatever it is, and then you start repeating, it's like you don't have to constantly keep checking the pattern, because it's like it's obvious what you do next because you can see what you did already.
Right. If it's a repeating pattern like that in a simple design, then you can see what comes next. Or if you've made a mistake, you notice it right away.
Right.
And speaking of mistakes, I didn't think about this until just now. But so say you're on this one and you find you made a mistake like down here. You didn't realize it. This is the end of your row. You just need to frog each row back to say your mistake is like right here. Frog each row back to this point. You don't have to rip out the entire row. Just take each row.
Okay. Yeah.
Until you get down to the row that your mistake is. Fix your mistake and put them back again. So you don't have to take out
That's
all
great.
of these other stitches all the way across here to the other side.
Right, because your
Yeah.
rows are basically separate, but
Yeah.
stacked on top of each other.
Yeah. Because they're tied up at the
Yeah.
end of each row.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love
And the
that.
back side, it's stripes.
Right,
The front side is your design,
right.
and the back side is stripes. So you can see you just used one color each row.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely.
So you get like a reversible design too.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely, it's not, you don't have, like the wrong side of the fabric isn't wrong because it's got loads and loads of ends that you've had to weave in.
Right, like the back of cross stitch.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
you've got. I used to cross stitch, and so the backs always looked horrible because you
Right.
are going all over the place. But
Right.
yeah, so you have a back that is still nice to see. And like
That's
this is the
lovely.
back of that welcome spring. Let's see, it's stripes.
Yeah,
Same way.
that's really
Now
nice.
there is a technique that I did with this one, and I showed a video how to do it. So on the back side of this, I started out just doing it the regular way, which has the stripes.
Right.
But there's also a way to do, it's called the negative stitch. And you can see
Wow.
doing that. So on this side, the hearts are purple. And
Yeah.
on the other side, the hearts are white.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
So there is a way to do that. But this was the one that I was using to teach new people. So I started out with the regular way because I didn't want to, because this is optional. You don't have to do this.
Right.
Yeah. So, and for me, I usually just like to leave the stripes. But some people like to have it, have the reverse. So you can see the difference between the three hearts.
Yeah, that's lovely.
The one at the bottom is the stripe.
I had no idea you could do that. That's amazing.
Yeah. So there's just, there's so many different, I think you can just, that's another good thing about it being like, like a relaxing type thing, because you can pick your own way that you want to finish it. There's different options, and if you don't like one way, then you can choose a different way that you do like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. It's like okay, I'm up for a challenge. Let me try a different technique.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, Lynette, how would you say crochet has been a positive impact on you?
Well, so not only is crochet a way for me to decompress after a stressful day, but it also allows me to relax and enjoy doing something that I love to do.
Right.
It gives me something to do with my hands. I struggle sometimes with depression and anxiety. So it like calms your mind. Like if your mind's racing or you're, just thinking about things, you can do the crochet and you're focused on your work and you're focused on counting, and it's just so relaxing and just takes away all that stress and stuff.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
It's the phrase I like to use because I think, especially as women, we tend to have quite a lot of self-imposed guilt around taking time for ourselves. And we're always sort of thinking in terms of, oh, there's all that laundry I need to do, and the cleaning and all this kind of stuff. But when I'm crocheting, it gives me this feeling of productive calm. So it's not like I just sat and binge watched a show on Netflix. I'm creating something, I'm making something.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's I love that sort of double-faced aspect of it.
Right.
That it calms me down, but I also get something. I get the gratification of creating something too.
Right. So you don't feel like you're just wasting time.
Exactly.
You're reproductive, and then, I mean, you can make something to give as a gift, or you make something for yourself, or if
Right.
you like to make things that, you wanted to do to
Right.
sell, or craft shows or things like that.
Right.
You have it's like you have a reason
Yeah,
instead of
exactly.
saying, oh, I just want to go take a nap. Or
Right.
something like that. I mean, we all need naps too, but
Yeah. We're not dissing naps. Heaven,
yeah.
no.
But, or
Yeah.
like just binge watching TV or whatever.
Right. And you can binge watch TV and crochet at the same time.
Right. Right. That's what's nice about, I think, a lot of these patterns in the ebook is they are simple enough to be able to focus on watching TV and focus on what you're doing.
Right.
Without a lot of complicated stitches or complicated piecing.
Yeah, that's exactly one of the reasons why I wanted to put this together too, is that, we're moving into fall. Crafters are always really busy in the fall because they're getting ready for the holidays. And they are trying to either, make stuff to sell or for gifts or to donate. Right, because this time of year, it's at least in the northern hemisphere, it's people are looking for stuff to keep them warm. I mean, there's like Warm Up America and so many different worthy organizations. So we get really sort of busy, and it's easy for us to forget that crochet isn't supposed to be stressful. And so, I wanted to give people patterns for things that are lovely to make, but are also, straightforward to make, simple.
Right.
Relax,
Yeah.
they don't have to put pressure on themselves.
Yeah. And I honestly, I love all different types of crochet. I like to make doilies. I like to make things that are wearable, like cardigans, hats, scarves, gloves. I love making fingerless gloves. And I've made some, little stuffies. Yeah. I haven't made a lot of them, but I have made some, and I like doing those too. And then of course, like blankets and throws and pillows and granny squares and, of course, mosaic. But there's just so many different options. When you learn how to crochet, you can do so many different things. And I mean, some people like doing one type of thing more than another type of thing. Like, their favorite thing to make might be doilies, where somebody else likes to make the little stuffed animals or whatever. Yeah. And there's just so many options.
Right. It's hugely versatile.
Yeah.
So what would you tell someone considering whether or not to take up crochet as a therapeutic craft?
I would say go for it. It truly is a relaxing craft. And, I always tell people it's not a race to the finish. Enjoy your crochet journey.
Right.
I like to stress that, especially when you do a crochet along, and some people, like they feel like there's that pressure to keep up with, somebody that maybe could crochets really fast and post their picture, and then they're thinking, I'm not done yet. It's like, it's okay.
It's okay. Exactly. Right.
Just enjoy your crochet journey.
Right. I feel I say that a lot to people in the Relaxed Creative program, because they will say things like, "Oh, I'm so behind," and I missed this class, and it's like, okay, the reason I put together this as a self-study program is because I know that life happens, and sometimes you need to just set aside crochet for a bit, or focus on other things, and that's okay. You can just come back to it. I agree with you completely. It's a lifelong skill that we're developing, and you'll never stop learning, and enjoy it, right?
Right. And a lot of times, like sometimes I see people doing crochet videos and they're like really fast crocheters. I'm not like a super, super fast crocheter.
Right. Me neither.
And sometimes I am I'm kind of slow anyways, just because I like to I don't know, it's not stressful. So it helps me to not have stress, to not feel like I need to go fast.
Right.
So, and then sometimes I go really, really slow. You know what I mean? Like, not on purpose, just like them just relaxed and in that mood. And I don't feel like it's like one thing that I can do without feeling like I need to be in a rush or I'm on a time limit, or something like that.
Right. Yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah, just go at your own pace and enjoy it.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so let's see. I want to switch this to this. All right. So if you folks have any questions or would like to make any comments, then please do feel free to do so. I would love to hear what your biggest takeaway from this video has been. Have you learned something that you didn't know before, or has your perspective on something changed? So please do share. While you are thinking of any questions that you might have or any comments that you want to make, I will let all of you know that all the links are in the description box if you're watching on YouTube. And I will, oh yes, I've put them in comments on Facebook. If you want to find out more about the benefits of crochet, I have both a video and a blog post that I put together listing my top 5 benefits. Check that out. Again, all the links are in the description box or in comments. If you want to learn to crochet or brush up on the basics, there's a link to a blog post where Jen shares her experience in the Relaxed Creative. And feel free to book a call with me to see if you're a good fit for the program. I have an end of summer promotion running at the moment for 35% off, which is a massive saving. So now's a great opportunity to get started and learn to crochet in time to make gifts for the holidays. And if you want to join the Relax and Hook event, if you're not part of the event already, then there is a link to the Facebook event. And I have also left a link so that you can sign up for my email newsletter. I'm emailing folks every day with letting them know which pattern is free. So there's the links. We've got a question from Blur. What is the thickness of the yarn you're using, Lynette? It looks nice and comfy.
So these two, this one and this one, are both number 4 worsted weight or Aaron, whichever way you want to call it. And my patterns are sized. I use this for my gauge for the size, the number 4 weight. But a lot of people use the DK or number 3 weight, and that's what I did on this one.
Right.
This one's a number 3. Now I actually have a little sampling here. This is a number 5, the bulky weight. So this is just a square that if you do it with, let me make sure I can see. If you do this with like just regular number 4 weight, it ends up being about 12 inches wide. But this one that I did with the number 5 bulky weight is like 17 inches wide.
That's amazing. That would make like a really nice rug or something.
Yes. Yeah. And it's that, this is actually that Bernat.
Or is it like the blanket yarn?
Yeah, it's the Bernat velvet yarn. And
oh, okay.
Yeah. And so it makes like a heavier blanket. So you really can use whatever yarn you want to. Just know that, the bigger yarn will make your project bigger and the smaller yarn will make your project smaller.
Right.
I actually had one of our testers that she's also a designer, and her name's Robin. And I can't remember how to pronounce her last name. But she likes to work with thread, like what you'd use for doilies. Yes. And she took my table runner pattern and she used the thread and she made a purse out of hers. So instead of being this, long table runner, because she used that thin thread and did the mosaic crochet.
Right.
I believe she, it just made it smaller, and then she folded it to make her purse, and then she did a strap.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, she even actually got even more creative with it and made like a little, she skipped some stitches along the side to make a pocket.
Right.
And then put a pocket so that there was a little opening on the outside, but then she put a little pocket on the inside.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, she got really creative with that. It was like so nice. It was so pretty. And we have pictures of it, and she did it with the Hannah Tropicana. Hannah Montana. She did it with the Hannah Tropicana pattern. So, if you wanted to look at it, it's on, on a Ravelry and Etsy, but also in our Facebook group. We have photo albums of everything that everybody's done.
Right. So Joanne, who is another crochet designer who is taking part in Relaxing Hook. I'm really excited. So she has a question. How do you choose your color combinations?
So you can choose so many different color combinations as long as they have enough of a contrast that the pattern stands out. So
right,
you can even use, so like if you wanted to, like I could use, like this is like a dark teal color.
Yeah.
You can tell in the lighting. But I could have used like a real light teal color as well, as long as there's contrast.
Right.
So, and sometimes, if we aren't sure, then what I do, I'll have people, if they'll say, I'm not sure if my yarn colors are going to work. I ask them to send a photo of their yarn, and then I put it in grayscale. I just convert it to grayscale. So when it's converted to like different shades of gray, you can see, if they're darker. Yeah, if there's a contrast there, or if they kind of look the same when they're in grayscale.
Right.
So it gives you an idea of like if they had several different colors all together and they wanted to pick out 2 or 3 or 4 of them that worked well together. They could see what that contrast is.
That's a great idea.
It was really neat that in our crochet along last month, I encouraged people to post their pictures of their yarn. Like I started talking about it, asking them to post their pictures like a week or so before it started. And especially like the newer people that, they weren't sure if they were going to have enough contrast or, wasn't sure about their colors. And then I actually took all of their different pictures and we did a yarn parade. I made a slideshow and did a live. I did a Facebook Live with all their pictures, and then we could watch it and see all the pictures in one place.
Right.
Did the slideshow, and then people could comment on it. And so, like, some people said, I'm not sure if I want to use these 2 colors or do I want to use these 2 colors. And so I would say, okay, Sarah is not sure if she wants to use these or these. Like, what would you suggest? And
that's a great idea.
And suggest. And yeah, it ended up being really fun. It was the first time I ever did that. And it was really fun and people liked it. And
crowdsourcing feedback. That's great.
Yeah. Really nice. And then as people started posting their whips, I did another parade, and we called it the Mosaic Fashion Parade. So I did another slideshow, and so I've been doing that every week now. I actually need to do one. I'm looking over here at my calendar. Probably tomorrow I'll do another one, but because this particular pattern is designed to either make something small, or you can repeat to make it wider. You can repeat to make it taller. So you can make anything from something small like I did, or to like a blanket that's big enough for your bed, all with one pattern.
Right.
So some people, made small things and or scarves or table runners. But then there were other people that are working on blankets. So we're still seeing some progress pictures coming in. Mm-hmm. Some people are finished with theirs. Some people are still working on theirs. And so I told them, as long as they keep wanting to share their pictures, we'll keep doing this. So, so it's just another fun thing that we're doing, and people seem to like it.
So I am going to type in a question just because I want people to see it. But given that we're designers, and there's a couple of designers with us, what, I don't know, software do you use for your charts? So do you create them in a spreadsheet, or
some people use like Excel or a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Some people use Stitch Fiddle. I actually have a program that is there's no free version of it, so it's not really one that people probably will want because it isn't real cheap, but but I do like it. So it can be used for different types of crafts, like even cross stitch or
okay, got it.
Corner to corner or single crochet grafts.
Right.
So
because I don't do mosaic, but I do try and produce provide charts for all of my paid patterns at least. And I have somebody that I get who does them in, I guess, Photoshop or Adobe or one of those, something like that. She's got graphic design expertise, but she's also a knitter and a crocheter.
Okay.
And because I looked into trying to find something that could be used for making your own crochet charts. And unlike knitting, there isn't really anything that's specifically for crochet. And when you need all the different symbols, which I know that you don't, but when you need all the different symbols, it's hard to just create your own, you know?
Right. And I'm not sure. I've never used Stitch Fiddle, but a lot of people like it, and I don't know. And they do have a free version.
Okay.
So, but I don't know if it has all the different symbols,
Right.
or what.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, gosh, we've been an hour. I can't believe it. It's just flown by. I really, really love talking to you, Lynette.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for doing this and for participating in Relax and Hook. Yeah, I will on Monday, when you have your feature day, I'll post this video to the blog post that covers your pattern, so that hopefully more people will check out the replay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you. This was a lot of fun, and I wanted to say thank you for having me and allowing me to have a pattern in your Relax and Hook ebook. I think it's awesome. I think there's so many nice designs in there. And, I think the ebook has like 30 designs.
Yes.
Then anyone who purchases the ebook gets some bonus patterns as well.
Yeah. So right? I've got 9 patterns of mine, and then I've got 1 pattern from another designer. So yeah, there will be 10.
Right. So those will be in addition to the 30 that they get for the book.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I have my extra pattern for anyone that uses my link, and
right.
Some of the other designers have the same.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I'm really I really want to provide people with terrific value, and
right.
I think this does. So.
Right, it does. It really is a really nice collection of patterns.
Yeah. So I'm so glad you think so.
Yeah, I do. I love it.
All right.
That was my first sale.
Aw. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for doing this. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a lovely weekend. And I'm looking forward to your feature day on Monday.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.